once again, I almost forgot to take a picture of my little tent site, and this was one of the best ever. You can see the river back there, and the tent site was utterly perfect. Now, I didn't make a fire, but I could have. And there's Jasper. He just packed up his hammock, and he's on his way. And then Heyu was way over there. I'm so mad I didn't take a picture. But, I mean, you've seen my tent a million times, but it was just the perfect spot. And this was Jasper's idea. So grateful to him for mentioning it. But anyway, it is 6:55, and we are off. And today, we hike Killington. And rumor is there's rain. You know what? There's always rumors of rain. But today of all days, I'm really hoping the weather men are wrong. But we shall see. Oh, wow. This is really cool. I mean, we got a river on one side and we got a brook on the other. Couldn't be prettier. And the sound of the music. It was like music. The sound of the water all night. And it didn't even get that cold last night. It was like the perfect temperature. Yeah, yesterday was rejuvenating. Yesterday was hard. Okay, since we're on the subject, yesterday was freaking hard. I was not happy many times yesterday because I don't mean not happy. Yes, happy is right. Joy-filled, but not happy. So many steep climbs. Like when we're talking steep. I mean, there was one that was straight up. I thought my calves were going to explode. And then at the top was a switchback. And I went, okay, what did you just like discover switchbacks like at the very top? Oh my gosh, look at it, opened up. I was under tree cover. It was dark and now it just opened up and it's bright. And look at the trail. Oh, this is a great way to start the day. I think it's like, I want to say 7 miles to the peak of Killington. And I am going to climb the peak. And I may as well tell you why now. Oh, gosh, do I admit what I want to do? And then I hope I do it if I'm going to put it out here. Anyway, a lot of trees are down. Why do you suppose the trees are down? You think it's the wind, the weather? It's part of nature's way of rebuilding itself. But something must have come through here, huh? Look at all these down trees. I wonder how long it's been like this. Wow. Yeah, I know. I switched subjects really abruptly. I'm going back. But this is just interesting. Like, no. Oh, wow. Look at over here. All the down trees. Yeah, they must have got some sort of weather event blew through here because, yeah, this is kind of sad, but I know, just like with the hurricane, nature has a way. It'll repair itself. Okay, so what am I doing? So today, the peak, the summit of Killington is actually not on the AT. But I am planning to summit it anyway. Why would I do that? Okay, so so remember I told you about the New Hampshire 48 4,000 footers, right? So there's 48 4,000 footers in New Hampshire, and people summit them in all kinds of ways, right? With all sorts of goals. So I completed my 48 last year. And so something that is a little less well known than the 48 is the New England 67. So the New England 67, the 48 are part of it. So the New England 67 is 67 4,000 footers in New England, in New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. And the 48 are part of that. So I've got 48 done. Leaves 19 more to complete the 67. If I add a total, now not all at once, but if I add a total of 12 miles, that's 0.2 here, 0.4 there, maybe I think one is 1.2. The longest one is Hamlin Peak, which I'm still not sure I'm going to do. I guess, you know what? I'll explain that in a minute. Let me stay on this one track. So if I can add this total of 12 miles, I will clip off 13 of the remaining 19 to complete the New England 67. So it seems like a no-brainer, right? And I have been saying that since before I even left for Georgia. I've been saying, this is a no-brainer. It's going to happen. I mean, who wouldn't, for 12 additional miles? I can complete 13. Some are actually on the AT. Not many, but a handful. So there's no additional miles, right? But I can complete 13 of them. I want to do that. I'm excited to do that. I've told a few thru hikers about it. They're like, oh yeah, no brainer. Told my husband about it. He's like, yeah, no brainer. Got to do it. But now at mile, I just left 1696.4. I'm tired. And it's like the idea of adding even a single tenth to my hike is just a lot to think about right now. And in my brain, I was just saying to Jasper, I feel like if I can get home faster, if I don't do them, then like the idea of not doing them is crossing my mind more and more every day. And Jasper says, and I know this logically, but he said it out loud for me to, to contemplate. I needed to hear it. You're not getting home any faster because it's 0.2 here, 0.2 there, 0.4, maybe 0.6. And then there was one that was like 0.6 each way. So it's an extra mile. And then let me talk about Hamlin Peak. So for whatever reason, the New England 67 felt the need to have two peaks on Mount Katahdin. One is Baxter Peak. So that's on the AT. That's a done deal. But the other is Hamlin Peak. And I think it's a ridge walk. I can't tell, though. I tried to Google a lot before I left. Didn't quite I couldn't form the words to get the answer I was looking for. But I don't know if it's a ridge walk or I don't know if there's a lot of elevation, gain and loss. I don't know. But I would love to know if anybody knows, if anybody has hiked from Baxter Peak to Hamlin Peak and back, what that's like. Because Hamlin Peak is also on the 67. So I'll get Baxter Peak, but I don't even know if it's called Baxter Peak. Is that it? It's where the Katahdin sign is. It's where the AT ends. But it's 2.2 one way. So that's 4.4 additional miles going up and down Katahdin when that's a long day already, right? Everybody talks about it. I guess it's only 5 miles, but super hard 5 miles, right? Or that's what people say. I don't know. I bet it's like, depends on the day, right? So there it is. The thing is, Katahdin's like an 8 hour. I know this is going to sound so lame. Katahdin's an 8-hour drive. Like, I don't want to have to drive 8 hours each way and go do it again. I might as well just get it done. But at the same time, I want to be able to climb, summit, enjoy my summit, right? Enjoy my AT finish and not be like, oh, gotta hurry off, gotta go do Hamlin Peak. So that one is up for debate. Depending on how that goes down, I may or may not add that one to the list. But then it's 12 that I clip off, right? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get that started. Today, there's only one in Vermont. The other 4,000 footers in Vermont are not anywhere near the AT. So not doing those. But then the rest of that list of are in Maine. And as I say, some I'm going to do anyway, right on the path, right on the trail. And some I have to make happen and hope not to forget, right? But most of them, my map has outlined. Like they say, hey, this is here if you want to do it. It's not on the AT. Some they don't mention, and I don't know why. Why not those? And why the others? I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the plan. So I'm going to go do Killington today. It might rain, depending on weather. Where do I land? Well, I have been putting in big miles when I said I wasn't gonna. So I was kind of thinking of doing a lighter day today. Although I gotta say, like, I think Killington's gonna be the big climb, right? He's a beast. She's a beast. It's a beast. But then it's kind of tame. I mean, there's another climb. I come down, then I go back up, of course, right? Never gonna let me just climb one and be done for any significant miles. So gotta climb Killington, come down a bit, then I'm gonna go up again, then I come down a bit, and there really aren't any great shelter options. There's a lodge that costs like $300 a night because this is ski country. Of course it does. They're not worried about me. They're worried about their tourists who are willing to pay, $2,500 for a week of skiing. Anyway, okay, I don't blame them. But then there's me who just wants to maybe get out of the rain. Okay, if the weather's not as bad, like if it's not torrential downpour and I'm feeling hypothermic, then there's a campground that we actually walk through. So that is my preferred stop for the night. And it's really funny. You can create a route on Far Out. You can tap here, tap there, create a route, tells you the elevation gain, the elevation loss, the average grade, although that is deceptive, as I told you before, because if there's any flat, that gets factored into the grade. And then you think, oh, this is going to be easy. And then it turns out it's flat with this massively steep climb that you didn't expect. Okay. So I don't care much for the grade information anymore because I've learned the hard way. And then what else? I know what I was saying. So I forgot for a second. So in the map, the list, because you can see lists, you can see mountains, you can create routes, whatever. In the list, it says that the campground is 16.1. But when I did the map, create a route, it says 13 point something. I'm like, that's weird. But I think it's just where I tap my fat finger and probably a micro inch over, right? A speck over is like equivalent to 3 miles, but whatever. So yeah, we shall see. All right, so now you've got the lowdown. I've been waiting to tell you all about the New England 67. I can't believe it. Like, I was so anxious to tell you in the beginning, and now we're here. Now we're finally here. 111 days later. Is that right? Holy moly. Day 111 out here on the Appalachian Trail. Whoop, whoop. Oh my gosh. Okay, off we go. Let's do it. Of course, we're going uphill again. Of course we are. I just love sharing the bridges with you. I don't know why. Bridges are cool. I've always thought bridges are cool. Does not appear this one is a suspension bridge. Let's see. I'm seeing how it's made of steel. It's not actually. Oh, it's not a bridge at all. Well, it's a bridge. It's just part of a road. Who knew? Didn't see that coming. Oh, there's my little directionals. So it wants me to go this way. Yes, I would say that a suspension bridge expected to hold a vehicle might be tough. That would take some serious engineering. There's a beautiful river I slept next to last night. Oh, so nice. That was my lullaby last night. So great. Nature is so great. So I walked right by this, but as I did, I said, oh, congratulations, Southbounders, because I was thinking, you've reached 500 miles at this point, and I remember 500 miles was very exciting for me. So I'm like, congratulations, Southbounders, and didn't think much about it, just walked by, but then I came back, and I got to show you what I really like is somebody carved some states. There's Mass. Georgia, New York, North Carolina. Maybe all the states are here, or I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not going to stick around long enough to check. But here's the thing. As I'm walking by, I'm realizing, well, yeah, the southbounders have reached 500 miles. But this means I have 500 miles left. What? Oh my gosh. Can that be right? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to do the math in my head. I mean, why wouldn't it be, right? They came from Katahdin. They reached 500 miles. I got 500 miles left. I haven't thought about it that way. I keep thinking about how many miles I've ticked off. But I got 500 miles left. Ah. More than a few, less than enough. Okay, off we go. Killington awaits. And here it is, 8:56 in the morning. 1,700 miles. Hey, Wilson, we did it. 1,700 miles. That means 497.4 to go. I love how nobody's bothering to take the time to make a little stick or stone display because we're all in the middle of hiking Killington. No one wants to take the time to do it. Anyway, so good. So close, and yet so far. And here is our beautiful view of Killington, the summit of Killington. And the snack shack is closed. I assumed that if the weather wasn't good, they probably didn't bother opening it. If they're not going to make money, they ain't going to have it open. I don't blame them. It's the proper business model. But I was counting on a snack. That's all right. Time to go down. So this is Cooper Lodge. It's sits at the base of the spur to Mount Killington. And it's a shame. I had read that it was in really distressed condition because of locals who, vandalize it. And yeah, I mean, if you needed to get out of the weather, it has 4 walls. But, well, it's got the platforms. I'm gonna guess there's a table. The windows are blown out, but you know what? I mean, were there ever windows? I don't know. Who cares, right? Like, lodges have one big wall, so that's open to the elements. So I don't know. If I was looking for refuge from the storm, I'd come in here. It's definitely still usable. It's kind of fun. Look at the floor is all these massive rocks. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, it's in sad condition. It's been vandalized. They probably don't bother to invest in it if people are just going to keep trashing it. But anyway, very cool. Now, I don't understand this. The mountains will be just as cold and lonely tonight as they were 200 years ago. Point of no return. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. They have all this caution tape. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe you're not supposed... Oh, I don't know. No, I thought for a minute it was about revegetation, but no. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, well. Goodbye, Cooper Lodge. I'm glad I got to see you. I wouldn't have if you weren't right on the trail. I've done enough bonus miles for today. Okay. off we go. There's another climb, and then Gifford Campground is in my sights. All right, so I'm finally remembering to show you my little campsite. Got a great little picnic table. Actually, it's full size. What am I saying little for? My hand washing station's all set up. I've got my water for tomorrow, and I got it out of a bubbler thing that's right through those woods right there, and it tastes amazing. So it's definitely not city water. It's somehow spring water, but it's potable. So, oh my God, it's so good. I'm like, oh yes, I'm bringing that tomorrow. And there is my wet backpack, because as I sit here and stare at my backpack, or you stare at my backpack, it's so frustrating. There was supposed to be this storm. Thunder, lightning, all of it, 78% chance. So I thought I'd be so smart, and I hoofed it to a shelter where I was going to wait out the storm so I didn't get wet. But after waiting 30 minutes, the storm never came. So I finally left, and guess what? The storm started 30 minutes before I got to the campground. It only lasted like an hour. If I had gotten to the campground, I could have been under their like cabana thing, completely dry, but oh no. My brilliant idea to wait out the storm. No, next time I go by my instinct, because you know what? When I get to the shelter, I go, why am I doing this? I should probably just keep walking. The sky doesn't look like a storm. And no, after 30 minutes, the sky did not look like a storm. Also, get this. They charge 50 cents for a 5-minute shower. Or, like, you can buy more tokens. That's what the token costs, right? But someone threw a bunch of tokens in a hiker box. So I was able to get a 10-minute shower for free. Well, it would have cost $1, but I got it for free because someone threw some tokens into the hiker box. Isn't that the nicest thing? So why am I staring at this thing? Because this is my disposable towel. I don't know if I ever showed that to you. I am hoping it will dry. It's just made out of like a really soft, thick, like paper towel, but it's super soft and super thick. And you know what? It usually dries pretty quick, but the air is so damp. So I don't even know what this weighs, but you know what? I got this at that Mountain Church hostel. No, it wasn't a hostel. Remember Mountain Church, and they just let through hikers sleep in the basement for like donation of $7? Well, they provided these disposable towels. Can you believe it? And I thought it was too nice to get rid of, and I still think so. I've probably used it like 5 times now. It's phenomenal. And it weighs not much. Like I said, it's like a paper towel. But I'm hoping it'll dry. I will bring it into my tent before I go to bed. Let's see. And here's my tent. And you can see, not a mud site. It's a perfect little site. And it's all set up. I got my pole. I washed my bandana. And I found a rock to put my shoes on. I don't know if I ever told you that. I always put my shoes up on a rock just in case. I don't think it's going to rain. It says no rain. I mean, well, who the heck knows in the mountains? But the percentages are very low. But I always put my shoes on a rock, a big old rock. You can't see. Let's see. I'll move a big old rock. And that way, if it does rain, they don't just get flooded. Nice. Bug repellent is in my shoe. And this is my new thing. I started leaving my stove attached to my fuel. I would always take it off at night and then put it right back on in the morning. And I thought, why am I doing that? There's no harm. I did ask around. Is there any harm? No. I'm told there's no harm to leaving. Now you see, like when I say my stove, that's my little stove thing right on top of the fuel can. No harm at all. So I'm just leaving it now, and then it's easier in the morning to make my coffee. And I got stuff hanging inside the tent because, yes, things did get wet from that stupid storm that never came until it came. And what's great is if you take this little path past my towel, it leads right behind these woods, not far. It's a 1.5-minute walk is a bear box. the woman at the desk told me that the closest one was like a 6 or 7 minute walk down by the showers. And I'm like, really? Okay. And I'm thinking, ugh. And then she started to say something like, well, there's one in the field, but it's really inconvenient. And I'm like, but the field's right there. How inconvenient can it be? So I went on a little reconnaissance mission. Guess what? I found it. It's not inconvenient at all. I don't know what she's talking about. It was a minute and a half away. I'm like, yeah, I can live with that. Especially when I thought I had a 12 to 14 minute round trip to get my coffee in the morning. I'm like, no. So this is like 3 minutes. I can handle that. Okay. I timed it just to be sure. Anyway. All right. You can hear traffic, but life goes on. It's a campsite. But you know what? They charged me $10. And quite frankly, there was nowhere else to go. There was no good shelters where I needed one. There was nothing. This was the thing that landed on the miles I wanted to do today. And except for the rain, which really stunk, but you know what? I'm dry now. I took my nice hot shower. It was awesome, unbelievable, so hot. And the water that comes out of their like bubbler thing, oh my God, it is not city water. It tastes amazing. So it's got to be somehow spring water or well water, whatever, but it's amazing. So I'm like, oh yeah, taking that with me in the morning. This is great. I love it. I mean, I don't imagine I'd love it if it was pouring right now, but I mean, I'd love it. What choice would I have? But it's not pouring. And I think it's peaceful despite the traffic noises. And I think, where's the sun setting? Sorry to spin around. Oh, I think it was over there, actually. Yeah, I think the sun set behind. We missed it. It had set behind those trees. It was just ever so slightly orange, so it wasn't a great sunset, but oh well, this is it. And this is, and just so you know, my day was fairly uneventful. I mean, I summited Killington. You saw that. Other than that, I mean, I had a few annoying climbs. Killington wasn't as bad as I thought. The spur was awful. The spur, the 0.2 spur that took you straight up to the summit of Killington for my 67, which yay, I have my first of the 19 remaining to complete my 67, New England 67. That is complete, yay. That was just a pile of rocks straight up like a chimney. Oh well, got that done. Otherwise, no, the day was pretty chill. Now tomorrow, not chill. Tomorrow, I have an option to do like 14.4 or 16. The 14.4 is 4,100 plus and change elevation gain. And the 16 is like 46. Oh my gosh. Yesterday was 46 and it nearly killed me. I don't know if I can do it again. It's not that I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't even want to do 41, but I'm not doing less than 14. Oh well. I'm going to get up early, get my day started, and conquer whatever I face, because that's what I'm doing out here. All right, well, that's that. I will bid you good night. Nighty night.